Hey there guys, it's Tom from Dolphin Dive Productions. Welcome to the Modern Warfare Remastered multiplayer gaming tip video for you guys who have been brought up on Black Ops 3, Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare. Basically, for those of you who have bought the Legacy Edition but never actually played Call of Duty in the past, this is a handy cut out and keep guide to those of you who are unfortunate enough never have played this game before. And we start off with tip number 5. There's no boost jumping or wall running in Call of Duty 4. This may sound really obvious, but the fact there's neither of these mechanics in Call of Duty 4, you really don't have to change the way you approach certain maps. If someone is in a house or holds the higher ground, respect that they have an advantage over you. You can't just boost jump, wall run in, whatever that you normally do in the later Call of Duties. You really have to plan your attacks, use your equipment, your stuns, your nades and everything like that to try and flush them out. Approach maps more cautiously. You can't go charging across maps in seconds anymore. Plan your movements, but more importantly, learn the map layouts. This avoids popular kill boxes on Team Deathmatch. You learn how to control flags and domination by certain points. And in Search and Destroy, you will learn where the spawn nades will land and where to eventually throw them. Once you've grown accustomed to this, then you can start dominating in more game modes. Tip number 4. Basic attachments. COD 4 was way before the days where having any less than 3 weapon attachments was considered risky. Your light FMJ, laser sight, rapid fire, thermal sight, long barreled or akimbo, forget it. Attachments for all the assault rifles included ACOD sight, red dot sight and silencer. If you wanted the grenade launcher, that took up your perk number 1 slot. SMGs only had ACOD, red dot and silencer. Sniper rifles, ACOD. Very simplistic. Call of Duty 4 is considered many to be gun still based. The skill of the player was more highly regarded than the level of attachments on his gun. And even then you could only have one of those attachments. You couldn't have a red dot sight and a silencer. It was one or the other. So when it comes to creating your classes, you had to be very careful depending on what game mode you were playing. If you wanted Search and Destroy, if you wanted a silenced weapon, you'd have to create a different class for that. Because you only had 5 back then, you had to sort of cut out depending on what game mode you were playing. So it required a lot of know-how and it required a lot of knowledge on how to play certain game modes. And that's why it's still so appealing to this day. Tip number 3, the kill streaks. If you love stacking those streaks, calling in one after the other, laying waste to the enemies with the overpowered monstrosities, then tough. The kill streaks on Call of Duty 4 consist of 3 kills gets you UAV, 5 kills gets you an airstrike, 7 kills gets you a helicopter. They do not stack. If you're on a 5 kill streak and you get 2 more kills before you use your airstrike and you get a helicopter, then it will override your airstrike. You cannot control the direction of your airstrike. When you call it in, you can call it in anywhere on the map, but the angle and the direction are completely random. You also do not control your helicopter. Unlike you do in Modern Warfare 2, the chopper gunner, it is AI controlled, and even though there's no anti-aircraft missile launchers or guns on the map, it can be shot down by bullets and RPGs. The whole point of the kill streaks is to aid you while you continue to run around and shoot things with your gun. They also do not start stacking once you've called in all 3. Say for example you get a kill streak where you call in a helicopter, it does not start again. When you get to 3 more kills after your helicopter, it does not count towards another UAV. It just perpetuates the kill streak to whenever you die. The only way to restart the kill streak cycle is after you die. When you call in an airstrike, for example, and it gets 2 kills, it does count towards a chopper gunner. Same way that when you die once you've called in a chopper gunner on Call of Duty 4, it will add to your kill streak as you get more kills, but it will not stack and do all the things I've just said. So yeah, kill streak's covered. Tip number 2, perks. Like having a class with 6 perks? COD 4 has one of the larger lists of perks available to choose from. However, you can only choose 3, 1 for each slot, Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3. Weapons, later made into secondary weapons and equipment in later games like the RPG, C4, Claymores, they're found in the perk 1 slot, along with extra special grenades and frag grenades. Choosing either of those, however, means you can't have the bandolier. Now, bandolier was Call of Duty's earlier version of scavenger. Scavenger, for those of you who don't know, came in around about Modern Warfare 2, where walking over dead enemies with the scavenger perk replenishes ammo, explosive equipment, claymores, grenades, special grenades, things like that. Bandolier doesn't give you extra grenades or any extra equipment, it just gives you extra ammo to run around with. Perk 3 slot consisted of Extreme Conditioning, Steady Aim and Dead Silence being the main 3. Again, because you had so few creator class slots, only 5, choosing the perks with certain guns, with certain attachments became crucial in ways that you approach different game modes and indeed different maps. Dead Silence being key on objective based game modes such as Headquarters, Search and Destroy, Sabotage, Demolition, whereas Extreme Conditioning on game modes like Domination and Team Deathmatch, where you need to get around the map quicker, will be a lot more useful. However, the hardest choice came to Tier 2, Perk 2. Do you choose Juggernaut, Stopping Power or UAV Jammer? Those are the 3 kind of main ones that people base their classes around. Stopping Power increases your bullet damage, Jugger increases your health, and UAV Jammer obviously stops being spotted on UAV. Again, crucial to deciding on which perk to choose depending on which game mode. Search and Destroy, a UAV can change a game like that. It can change how people approach certain objectives. So having a UAV jammer gives you that freedom of movement with a silencer, for example, gives you free reign of the map, and people, when they look at their radar, they don't tend to pay much attention around them, so you do also have sort of like an invisible element to yourself as well when you're running around with UAV jammer. However, if you come across someone with Jugger, they can take more hits than you, so even if you sneak up on them, they may be able to turn, shoot you, whatever, take more damage, and you get pissed off. Stopping Power basically counters Jugger and takes down people with camouflage, with a UAV jammer, sorry. So Stopping Power is kind of the one I use for assault rifle classes. And again, it comes down to the weapons again. There's so much into Call of Duty 4 with the balancing where it became so perfect. Because the M16 gives you the most stopping power with the burst fire of 3 bullets. So why use Stopping Power when you can use Jugger or UAV jammer? It's such a delicate balancing act that Call of Duty 4 does so well that has kind of been lost in recent iterations. Being able to have your 6 perks in one class, being able to use your wild cards and get more, and have double up on Scavenger and Blind Eye and Ghost and things like that. So yeah, there's a lot to be said for making it a lot more simple and finding out what works best for you without overcomplicating it. So that's perks. Tip number 1, important for every single upcoming Call of Duty 4 player, and a bane of our existence that every Call of Duty 4 Pro, seasoned player, whatever, will know, is the grenade indicator. If you see a grenade indicator on your screen that's not thrown by an ally, run. It doesn't matter where to, get behind cover, because as long as that indicator is on the screen, it will most likely kill you. I mean, these things are like nukes. When you hit the perk slot 1 where you can get 3 frag grenades, that's a game changer for things like Search and Destroy. You can nade 3 different spots and add Sonic Boom into that, and they have no hope in hell. Even Juggers will just be blown apart. So yeah, see a grenade indicator and run. So guys, thank you so much for watching my tips and tricks video for Modern Warfare Remastered. I hope this guide enables you to stay alive a little bit longer, start getting those kill streaks and enjoying the multiplayer. Stay tuned to our channel for more Call of Duty 4 campaign videos. We're doing some multiplayer games as well. I've got a nice sniping gameplay to bring you guys. And stick around for maybe some Steep videos as well with a very, very special guest. We'll talk through some of our experiences of the beta, if you guys didn't know that was out already. And yeah, thank you so much for your continued support, and we'll see you in the next video. Ta-ta!